This truth right here is going to probably hit you with love. Or maybe if you're delusional, it hit you like a bag full of bricks and stones right on your mouth. You know, there's a generation that was raised dreaming and Photoshop, and they just like have this type of, I call it the Pokemon generation, the Dragon Ball Z generation, with these cartoons that they dream life with it, you know. And so when they get into the American Pitbull Terriers, they come in, they can have 10 to 15 years with no real mentoring, no marriage whatsoever. They dream with one day having something because they don't have the right advice, the right mentoring. They bite the wrong dog all the time. 100% they always bite the wrong dog. The moment they bite the dog, they have to reinforce their ideas full of delusional things like this is the right bloodline, instead of looking at the brand, the men that bred the dog, and the things that really matter. They buy a watered down dog and they still call it the bloodline, original bloodline, although it's watered down and mixed with other things. And there's worse. They're the ones that they have mixed bred dogs and they call them American Pitbull Terriers. There's the guys with the blues. There's other group of people that are absolutely, completely delusional and lost. And just because you see a consensus in society, don't think that they are correct. There was a time in the world when every fool thought that the world was flat, and that was a consensus opinion. There's a consensus opinion that used to think that smoking was sexy and the best thing, or drinking Coca-Cola or eating Big Macs, it was super healthy. There are fools just like that. When they tell you they get a name, a kennel name, if they cannot have their own name be a massive amount of success, then they get a fake name. They'll title themselves like the names, for instance, Elite Top of the Line Kennels, or Supreme Kennels, or Super of another galaxy type of kennels, or Never Quit Kennels. Like they get this delusion right in front as a credit card presentation. So they want you to believe that everything that comes through them is coming through this facade, through this created notion of them having this. Elite is actually earned. Badass motherfucker is actually earned. It's not because you believe so. It's earned by merit, by numbers, and you must have receipts. When I tell you my name is Chico Lopez, I say it very proudly because there is receipts and history that back up my name. I don't have to call myself Open House Kennels. I used to do that when I got in the dogs. 7 years or 8 years within the dogs, I met some delusional that told me, said, listen, so what do you go by? I said, I'm just Chico from the Bronx. And this sweetheart with the polished nails and you know, sweetheart type of boy, butterfly. He said, you got to have a kennel name, Chico. And I looked around and the peer pressure was to get a kennel name. It took me a week to get a name, thinking like, I want to get an honest name. I don't want to get a name that is just made up and sound fancy. And my kennel name was Open House Kennels. An open house meant an open house of weights, full of weights, ready to go and do what at that time I thought it was what it had to do. And it was the kennels. But I did it that was my will and desire to do. But I didn't fancy out myself with a fancy name. And so whenever I see an individual that approaches me with a fancy name, and I know that this name has not ever heard anywhere in the world, is not famous, is not known to be a bad motherfucker, then I know this guy here is absolutely delusional. As a matter of fact, whenever someone presents himself as a kennel, got a kennel partner, I got a kennel partner. Can I buy a collar? Yes. What's the price? $197. Oh, yeah, that's nice, man. I really like it. I'm going to talk to my kennel partner. Same thing when they want to buy frozen semen, they want to buy a dog. Listen to me. Real men do not need to call their kennel partner, okay? They don't have a partner. Having a kennel partner, you find a great one. Wow. Today, that's not even worth it, but back then, 1 out of 100,000 people. Most people in the world, dog, is absolutely garbage. The most accoladed, the most merited dogman in the planet, Chico Lopez, is telling you The people in the dogs, when I see them and they tell me I'm a dogman, is like telling me I am a piece of shit. That's how I see it. God bless you. My name is Chico Lopez. Have a good one.